call, guys. Welcome to the call, Amy. Welcome to the call, Craig. Wow, all the way from South Africa, my friend. Awesome. Welcome to the call, Dirt. Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you guys. Let us know, dialing, where you dialing in from. Just type it in the chat, so that way we know exactly where you're coming from. We're looking forward here to be able to. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Very good. Welcome to the call, Angela. All right, let me kick out these AIs. Awesome. Awesome. So see you guys on YouTube. We are live. All right, let's go here. Here we go. We are live as can be. All right. All right. Welcome to the call, everybody. Just want to let you guys know we're going to do a quick recap of what we've done this week so far. My name is Kim, if you don't know me yet. Back in November of 2024, guys, we hit rock bottoms again in our early 50s. Um, I know some of you guys are like, this is probably not very comfortable, but that's okay. You know, it is, it is. It's called life, right? But then we were able to bounce back with digital marketing. Um, we were able to follow a blueprint, align with a community that has a proven blueprint in a digital marketing space. And in our first 12 months, we were able to hit over $100,000, which we're very blessed for. Because honestly, in that month of November, I didn't know where the mortgage was going to come from. I didn't know where the bills money was going to come from. But the worst part was looking in my wife's eyes to let her know that we're going to be short again this month. And that was the hardest thing, guys. I made a promise in 2026 that the whole year 2025, I would never have to tell her this again. And I was able to hold that promise. Welcome to the call, Money Life. Welcome to the call, Trevido, Lobo. Good to see you guys. Appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me today on a Saturday morning, strong, 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for all the emojis. Appreciate that. On YouTube, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. So let's go ahead and dig in, guys. Okay. We're going to do a quick recap. So as you can see here, right? Let me take off this thing on YouTube here. All right. As you can see here on YouTube, right? Um, we start for recapping the week, right? And let me see here. There we go. There we go. So on Wednesday, as you can see, we talked about the 3 things you need to do on how you show up, right? Every day. Showing up daily, but how you show up. That was a key thing right there, man. Why is that important? Well, showing up, anybody can show up, right? But how you show up is a different story. Because showing up, most people say showing up is half the battle, but you know what? How you show up is 75% of the battle. Because how many times you guys know that you're multitasking and you're not really in the meeting, right? Guess what? Are you getting anything out of it? No, of course not. You're not in the meeting. Okay? So that's the key. The second key was implementing, right? Implementing will increase your retention of what you just learned by 70%. But when you teach it to someone else, it'll increase it to 90% of you having a chance to remember what you just learned. That is crucial, guys. Very crucial. Very crucial. Okay. So that was Wednesday. Then we went to Thursday. Thursday, we talked about the daily activities, what I do on a daily basis in order to have done that, to follow that blueprint and done this on a daily basis. And the outcome naturally showed up. Okay. So with that being said, you know, if you really look at it, guys, um, it's not that difficult because when you come here and you look at three pieces of content, right? 7 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Then do 30 minutes of reply, 30 minutes of comments and engagement, right? And then either go solo live or go group live. If you don't want to go live, you do free ads. Okay. Personally, I have not done free ads because I've done group live. And the full first year of this, we never went solo live. This is the first time this in 2026 that I made a decision to go solo live. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So let us know on YouTube where you from. Okay. In fact, I'm gonna see here. Welcome everyone. All right. Sorry guys, I'm typing on TikTok. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So again, three pieces of content, go live, solo live or group live, or do free ads. Right? Now, my partner, he's really good with free ads. In fact, he even created an app in our community that helps you speed up the process of doing free ads on a daily basis. From what he's taught me, is that free ads, you have to do it consistently at the same time every day, okay, in order for that to work. Okay. My mentor, she built her YouTube channel from free ads. Pretty awesome. And ended up monetizing the YouTube channel because of free ads. So it is powerful strategy. Okay. Now, let's focus in here. We've covered Thursday. We've covered last Wednesday. We covered Thursday. Let's look at Friday. Okay, what did we do on Friday? On Friday, we talked about the three stages. Right. On Friday, we talked about the three stages: awareness, consideration, and decision. Right. This is pretty deep, guys. Okay. Awareness purpose is to stop the scroll. Right. Consideration is to add value to gain the like, know, and trust. Okay. Remember, you're talking to someone who doesn't know you, who's trying to get to know you. First, you got to capture their attention. Once they got you, they enter your world. Now you got to give them value of why they should stay in your world, right? And last but not the least, your call to action, decision state has to be so clear, right? Sorry, has to be so clear that it can be absolutely no room for confusion. So crystal clear. Okay. Otherwise, people don't have directions. Thank you for all the gift, guys. Thank you for all the things you guys are giving. Welcome to the call, Osiris. Welcome to the call, Kirk. Welcome to the call, Tolanda. Very good, guys. Welcome to the call, those on YouTube. Thank you so much. Okay. So here we go, guys. Now this is where the rubber meets the road. What did I promise you that I was gonna go over today? Anybody remember from yesterday? Welcome to the call, legendary YouTuber. Awesome. Okay. Let me see here. Very good. All right. Awesome. Thank you for all the badges, guys. Now, for those of you guys who don't know who we are and you want to get to know more, you can go to the website above me on TikTok where it says ppplearn.com. You can go right in there. As little as $2 a month or $20 for the year. What do you get for $20 in a year? You get to meet with me one on one. One, you'll make sure I'm a real person. Two, we'll be able to solve whatever problem that you have been able to solve. So we'll meet one on one and we'll discuss that. Okay. So why should you do that? Well, if you don't know my story, we came from rock bottom back to six figures in our first 12 months in the digital world. So we're pretty savvy at this moment. We were able, the learning curve was real, okay? But not only that, now we're teaching others how to do the same. So with that being said, that's enough for that. For those of you guys on YouTube, just go to the website right above, right here, right? ppp-learn.com, and that will get you there, okay? So with that being said, pretty simple, very easy to do, right? So moving on, what I promise you today is a very, very dear topic to me. This is what turned everything around in my content, okay? Why? It had structure. Very important, very important, okay? So let me go ahead and flip the page. Screenshot this, guys. This is what we covered this week, right? Very important. Now, let's go ahead and finish up the week strong. All right. I promised you guys we were going to go over the video structure, right? Let me go ahead and TikTok to show you guys what we're talking about here, okay? So we talked about the video structure, okay? And there's two strategies, but they're actually exactly the same, okay? It's just that two of my mentors, same structure, just different verbiage. You find which one works for you best. I use both personally, okay? When I put in my prompts in Chat GPT, I tell them to run these 5 items and I tell them to run the S.A.U.C.E strategy all together. And it spits out beautiful videos for keywords. Now, I want to make this clear. You do not want to sound like Chat GPT, okay? You want to look at your keywords and reword it the way you would say it. That's the biggest mistakes people make, is it sound like a robot, okay? You do not make connections sounding like a robot. I promise you that. Okay? People want to see who you are. They want to see, are you real? Right? They can't touch you, but you can create emotions to almost where the point where it's almost like they're touching you. Okay? So, again, structure, write this down. Structure equal freedom. Awesome. Thank you for the flash. Thank you for coming in, guys. Great job. Okay. Thank you, Din, for coming in. Okay. So this is really important. Zero in on me for a second. If you're posting for the sake of posting, good luck. Okay. Why? When you're not consistent and you're all over the place, people are confused. They don't know what to follow. Okay. When you have structure and they can see the consistency is what brings it home for them to make that connection with you. So you got to quit making content from your head and start making content from your heart. Okay? This is so important. I just can't tell you how important it is until you experience it. Okay? Welcome, DJ Natness. Welcome, Dayton. Okay? This is so important, guys. Especially those of you guys on YouTube. Thank you. Okay? But I'm going to tell you right now. Okay? You don't shift that mindset, you don't stop sounding like a robot and you don't stop making content from your head, it's going to be a long journey, because that's how rough it was for my first 30 days. I didn't understand that until I hired 3 mentors, right? And all of that was water under the bridge when I got it. And that changed everything. Okay? So, with that being said, guys, welcome to the call, Armin. So, with that being said, guys, let's dig in. Okay? Number one item, okay, goes right along with the E, the letter E, right? So here it is, the letter E. This is the number one item, is your hook. Okay? E is for emotion. Okay? So as you can see, they go hand in hand either way. Because why? People make decisions on emotion, guys. They don't make decision on logic. So get the logic out of your head. Okay? It's just the way it is. Okay? So when you really look at this, guys, your hook needs to really connect to whatever it is, the pain point that you're about to talk about. If your hook is on the left field, your pain point is on the right side of the field, no connection, no emotion. So when you create your content, think about your hook and think about what pain point you're going to be stressing on, right? What is the problem that you're solving? Your hook has to be so connected to your problem. Okay? This is huge. Guys, structure equal freedom. When I started to get this, right? When I started to learn this from my mentor, Michelle, and my other mentors, Daryl, Amy, Tim, let me tell you, the whole game changed. Welcome to the call, love of life. Welcome to the call, Perez. Let me tell you guys, it was so good when I started to understand this. I'm a pretty stubborn guy. I'm a pretty hard-headed guy. But when you've got 4 people saying the same song, what do I have to do? Listen, right? Remember, no prior experience, no following to start with, and no tech whatsoever. What you see right now is a 13-month learning curve. Not only did I decide to learn the digital marketing space, but I decided to learn the tech part so that I could teach others the tech part. I didn't want to have to depend on someone to do all my tech for the rest of my life. How many of y'all can relate to that, right? Drop a 1 or 2 in the chat, right, in the comments, if you can relate to that, because that's huge. Okay? Welcome to the call, Gojo. Welcome to the call, Mel Mel. Let me tell you guys, this was huge. So your hook has to be scroll stopping, but it has to mean something based on what you're going to create your video about. Okay, so that's really, really important. Okay, now what else go under emotion? Okay, number two, and number two is your intro. These people don't know who you are. You're making your 60-second video. They need to know your intro. Who are you? I'm Kim. I'm a Navy vet. I'm a father of 4, right? Recently came from rock bottom to financial freedom again. We were able to buy back our time. But you know, the worst part wasn't the money. It was looking in my wife's eyes when I come and tell her that we are coming up short this month. That is a feeling I never want to have again. And I was able to keep that promise in 2025. Thanks to this blueprint, this community that you see above. Okay? Go visit the community. $2 a month. I'm sure you blow $2 a month somewhere where it's not giving you a return, or $20 a year. You get to meet with me one on one, and I'll try to solve whatever problem you're having while you're staying stuck. It's so important. We now have so many people in our community be able to turn around their content, turn around, get conversions, right? Because of passing on what we learned. I remember first starting, one question that was asked to me, and I didn't know how to answer. And I know my mentor, Mike, asked me and said, when you create your content, what's your thought process? What's going through your mind? I did not know how to answer that. This was 3 weeks into this, back in November of 2024. When I look at today, and back in November 2024, the learning curve is real, guys. It's no joke. Welcome to the call, Heartless Meek. I'm going to tell you right now, okay, especially those of you guys here, TikTok and YouTube, right? This is huge. Your intro has to be so consistent. Thank you for the gifts. Has to be so consistent. You can't be someone today and someone else tomorrow. The reason why people don't know your story of who you are is because they can't figure it out because of your inconsistency every time you do a video. People who have followed me for 7 days know my story. You can go to any of my videos on my wall, take 7, 10 videos. You will know what my story is because it's the same every single video. I'm a Navy vet, father of 4, right? Came from rock bottom back to financial freedom, got our time back. Money wasn't the worst thing. We were able to do it in our first 12 months. But when I look in my wife's eyes to tell her we're short, that was the hardest thing in my life. And I made that promise. Never again in 2025. Do you know how much of a breakthrough that was for me to keep that promise? I'm going to tell you, it was a life changing, guys. So, with that being said, your introduction has to always be the same. Within one sentence, your audience, your perfect customer you're speaking to, needs to know who you are under one sentence. What problems did you change, solve, and why they should listen to you? Fair enough? Enough beat on the dead horse there, right? Good. So that right there consists of emotional with number 3. Okay? So number 3 is pain point. Okay? That's what puts the icing on the emotion. Because you also have here the S, which is the struggle. Okay? So you can see here, it all brings it home when it comes to the whole emotion deal, right? Emotion, struggle, this bring the first half home. This is huge, guys. Okay? So those of you guys who if this is new to you, I recommend you go into our community, you learn more, right? Because it's broken down in details. Okay? If you look at our community, this is our community right here for those of you guys here on TikTok, right? And for those of you guys here, let me see here. All right, for those of you guys here on YouTube, I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to share my screen and you're going to be able to see the community, right? So this for you guys on YouTube, communities on the screen. For you guys here on TikTok, it's right in the dual camera, right? I'm going to tell you this. If this is all new to you, boom. If it's not new to you, welcome to the call, Naomi. Welcome to the call, No Pressure, right? And welcome to the call, Ego. But let me tell you something, okay? If you're a digital marketer and this is a refresher course, go back to the basics. If you're brand new, go inside of our community. Get the ins and outs. We hold you by the hand, okay? So we are helping hundreds of people right now inside of our community to be able to be familiar with this structure, okay? It's amazing what we've done and turning around the content of these people on their wall, okay? So with that being said, let me go ahead and unshare my screen here on YouTube, okay? And let's go right back to the screen so that you guys can see what we're doing here. All right. Again, your pain point, no more than 2 pain points per video. Okay. If you want to be very clear. Okay. But your pain point, you need to focus on it. You need to zero on it. They need to know what is the problem that you're focusing on? Where's the transformation? Right? This is huge. Where's the transformation? Where's the problem coming from? Right? How did that problem relate to you? That's huge. That's huge. Okay. How did that problem relate to you? Can't tell you guys. Your pain point can be different every video, right? Your introduction is the same. Your hook has to be connected to your pain point. And then we're going to bring it home in a second. Okay. So drop a 2 right now in the comments. If you got any questions, make sure you ask your questions in the comments, right? And we'll get to them. Same for the guys on YouTube. If you got any questions, type it in the comments and we'll address it. Okay? So, let me grab some water real quick. Welcome to the call, Martha. Welcome to the call, Crystal. Welcome to the call, Judy. Very nice to see you guys. Okay? So, with that being said, thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for all the hearts and emojis. Okay? So, follow me, like me, and go to my channel and you'll get more details. If not, come inside of our community, go to my website, pvp-learn.com, right above me. Okay. Same thing here on YouTube, right over here. Okay. So, moving on. Number 4 is your solution. Okay. Your solution, which comes with C on this side with clarity. How clear is your solution? Right? How clear is it? Is it simple? Is it difficult? Your solution is your destination. Okay? Where do you want your audience to go? So you got to make that decision. Where do you want to drive people to? Right? I drive people to the community. Why? In the community, they get educated. Educated people make educated decisions. Does that make sense? When people educate themselves, they don't feel like they're being sold. They make a decision based on their education and understanding of what it is they're learning. Does that make sense? This is important. Okay. So, with that being said, right now, we're almost there. Why is this important in your content? Your consistency will equal to engagement and connection. Connections and engagement equal currency. Listen to that carefully. Okay? Consistency equal engagement to connection. Connection equal currency. I hope you wrote that down. When I learned and understood that one passage, it was game over. We started to convert. When I got my first customer that I had not known, imagine this, not bothering your friends and family. Some of you guys ain't got no friends left. We call it the NFL club. Can you relate to that? Right? So, welcome to the call, Karen. So, at the end of the day, guys, this is important. Welcome to the call, Israel. So, let me tell you something, guys. This is huge. Huge. I haven't even gone the icing on the cake yet. So, real quick, your hook, stop the scroll. Your intro, they need to know who you are and why they should listen to you. Your pain point, what problems that you overcame and how does it relate to you? Does that make sense so far? Solution, right, is your destination. Where do you want them to go? Where are they going to find that solution? And what is the solution? For me, it's just a simple blueprint, a proven blueprint that has produced 128 six-figure earners, me being number 126. Okay? Also produced 28 self-made millionaire in the Rand's money in South Africa. So, does the system work? You figure. Okay? All of this, you can look it up. Find out for yourself. Go inside of our community right here. Right? Guess what? You will find all that stuff. But is that stuff important? Not really. What's important is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to take action or are you going to sit on the toilet? See what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. So many people say, Kim, I want this to change. I'm tired of this. I say, okay, go do 1, 2, 3. 3 weeks later, still haven't done 1, 2, 3. But you're telling me that you're tired. How? Was an hour of your time too much? You see what I'm saying? What do you get in return for an hour of your time? You get our blueprint. Our ebook breaks it all down. And you get 3 workshops a week. No additional cost. What more can you have? You see what I'm saying? It all comes down to, what are you going to do about it? So, with that being said, think about this for a second. Okay? Think about this for a second. You got the problem, you got the solution, they're ready to buy, they're ready to pull out their credit card, but you got no direction. So, number 5, I'm going to put it in red, okay, is your call to action, okay, which is also known as your CTA, okay. Same thing here. What is the A for? Action. So you can see here, this comes right home right here. Solution comes right home right here on clarity. Do you see the connection? Right? For those of you guys on TikTok, here you go. Take a screenshot of that. But do you see the connection? This is huge. This is huge, guys. When this came home to me, I can't tell you the transformation. I can't just tell you. You got to feel it yourself. For 30 days, guys, I was so lost that I couldn't understand any of this until I hired these three coaches and they changed my life. Every bit of it was worth the money. You don't have to hire the coaches. Now I'm here and I'm paying it forward to you. Imagine, I wish somebody did that for me without me having to pay. But hey, welcome to the call, Breezy. Good to see you, buddy. So this is huge, guys. Breezy, you want to come to see on the YouTube? It's a lot clearer. Okay. So let me tell you, this is huge. This brought it home to me. And when this happened, guys, life was never the same again. I didn't have to work those 18-hour days I was doing in network marketing. Not telling you network marketing is bad. This is where I first understood the word called residual income. We've done quite well there. The only problem is whatever you're building on rented space. You don't truly own it because you're one corporate decision away from losing it all. We've lost it all 3 times. So I decided to shift my mind to something where I could truly own. When you build a community, you own your community. When you have master resale rights, you don't get X amount of percentage commission on that product or service. You get 100% profit. And listen to this. This is what brought it home to me. 100%, I get it. In fact, in the network marketing world, they don't teach 100%. Why? Because you get your money from what they call the spread. Okay? So when you get 100%, there's no spread. Does that make sense? That's the difference between network marketing and master resale rights. But what was the best for me is wasn't the 100%. It was the 100% on products you did not create. I say, what? You got to be kidding. How do you make 100% profit on products you didn't create? That is crazy. But you know what? I didn't have the money to start. So I had to borrow my money from my mom, 82 years old. And I was 53. You know how embarrassing that is? I had to swallow my pride. But I knew that all it took was one customer to give that money back to my mom. So they say, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that one customer. Fortunately, we're able to get that customer within the first 7 days, just like the system teach. We've got it on the 24th hour of the 7th day. And in fact, that first customer is doing this with me. How cool is that? Some of you get a chance to meet her. She's my online mom. So it wasn't a cold customer, but was still a customer that gave me 100% commission where I pay my mom back 100% of what I borrowed. So I built my credit score with my mom. Then I went back to my mom and borrowed enough, hired my 3 coaches. Within 90 days, I pay her back every dime. And then some. Guys, this is a business. It takes money to make money. In fact, let me give you a bonus today, okay? Let me go ahead and bring this home for you guys. Let me see. Let me do this. Let me screenshot this. Hold on a second. Hang on a second for the TikTok people. You know what? I'm gonna do this on the computer. Okay, hold on. That way I can go back and write it on that paperboard. Awesome. All right. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna erase it. So screenshot this, guys. I'm about to erase this because I'm gonna give you guys a bonus, and then we're gonna close this out for the week. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds here. Go ahead and screenshot this. Awesome. Take your phone, take a picture. Okay, welcome to the call, all you guys. Thank you for all the likes. Hold on, let me see. Can I invite you? Yes. Hey, Breezy, I invited you on the TikTok. Welcome to the call, Kate. All right, let me go ahead and erase this. Here's your bonus for showing up on a Saturday, guys. I'm gonna tell you, my whole life is revolved around showing up. Okay, business. How many of you guys have seen this before? Okay, business has two syllables, right? Whoops, I don't forgot how to spell business. Okay, okay. Hey, Breezy,
Good morning. Good morning.
how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, sir. How about you?
Awesome, awesome. Listen, this is nothing you haven't seen before, but man, tell them what a treat they're having right now.
Oh, they're having a really good treat right now. This is excellent information.
Let, let me tell you guys, Breezy is part of our community. He's one of the most dedicated people in our community, and the transformation is real, isn't it, Breezy?
Every day. I made one yesterday due to your coaching.
So tell them a little bit about how was your digital marketing work before you came to PPP, and how is it now?
The digital world before I came to PPP was something that I looked at. My participation was only like kindergarten. And as time went by, I was a poster and watcher. That's all I was a poster and watcher. But now, due to the training that you have shown, and it's elevating me to understand some of the policies and practices of, of social media and how it can help a person. So almost each and every day, I'm making progress and learning new procedures that I didn't know before.
Awesome, awesome. You know, how many times have you heard me talk about business where it takes money to make money?
Oh, yes, sir. I agree with that totally. And If you want to make some changes in your life, there's a phrase. If you want to get something out of life you've never had before, that means you're going to have to do some things you've never done before.
Correct, correct. And the best investment you can have is investment in yourself. Okay? You're the most important part of the equation. Why? You don't invest in yourself, that means you're not educating yourself. If you're not educating yourself, you're not growing. In life, you're either growing or you're dying. Not physically, but emotionally and monetarily. I guarantee you. You know, the biggest concept that people say is money is the root of all evil. What's your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, it takes some money in order to buy your food, pay your bills. There's a whole lot, if to get your clothes, to have a roof over your head. I can go on and on and on, to have transportation.
So what you're saying, what you're saying is based on the world, on the word, money is a tool, correct?
That's correct.
And that tool is necessary for you to put clothes on your back, put food on the table, to do things that you've always wanted to do, maybe travel or keep the lights on, keep a roof over your head. But the truth is that the love of money is root of all evil, correct?
That's right, because it even takes money to eat. You got to eat more than just bread and water. I mean, but no disrespect. If bread and water is all you have, that's okay. You can make it, but it still takes, most cases, it still takes some money to keep a roof over your head.
That's right. And you know what, though? We all got to start somewhere. Nobody is born with a silver spoon in their mouth, right? I mean, you got to start. Sometimes you got to start from rock bottom. We did back in November of last year, right? In 2024. You know how embarrassing it was for me to borrow $900 from my mom?
Well, I guarantee that happens frequently in this life that we live in, because sometimes we have to go back to our parents. Why would I say that? How do I know? Because that's something I've had to do at certain times, and I'm very thankful to have been helped out that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, guys, this is so important, guys. There's a reason why there's only one S in busy, right? And why is there two S on the nest, the second syllable, right? Well, there's two types of busy, guys. Okay? You got those who are busy making it happen. And those who are busy doing absolutely nothing.
Wow.
Why? There's four kinds of people, and I'm going to close it with this, guys. There's four types of people in this world. Okay? Number one, you got those who make it happen. Number two, you got those who want to make it happen. Number three, you got those who watch others make it happen. Anybody want to guess in the chat? What is number four? I put it to you this way. Number four is the one you don't want to be. Okay? It's definitely the one you don't want to be. And that's the category of people that says, what happened? So with that being said, guys, I hope that you got some value today. This week has been phenomenal. Just a quick recap for this week, guys. You're gonna see, Breezy, I've been busy.
Yes, sir.
Hold on a second. I'm still learning how to use this effectively. So this is what we recap the whole week. So if you haven't seen this, you can screenshot this, right? On the YouTube, it looks much clearer. Okay. So, but that's what we recap, right? And then we went from here to today. Okay. And this is it. So if you don't know me, guys, you want to go here. Let me share on YouTube. Okay. On YouTube, you just go right here to the website. I'm about to put it up here for you. All right. Go to learn-ppp.com. Okay. And then on TikTok, you go to the website right above on the banner, right? And go to that site and go inside of our community. So with that being said, guys, we're going to wrap this up today. Uh, thank you for coming on a Saturday morning. Welcome to the call, Maria. We're wrapping it up, and you guys have a great day. But we're going to go ahead and tune out for now and enjoy your weekend.